This is Jokina with Modern Homemakers, and today I'm going to show you how to fix your ugly couch. So we're going to take you from, my kids have destroyed it, my nice brother's over here, to, my new couch that only cost me 60 bucks. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we need to go shopping for upholstery fabric. You want to get upholstery fabric because it's more durable. So I got mine on sale, and I'm only doing the bottom cushions of my couch because nothing else has problems. So this whole project is going to cost me like 60 bucks, and I'll probably have leftovers to do pillows. I can't tell you how much fabric to buy because I don't know how big your couch is. So, you know, all else fails, take your lovely cushion with you to the store and make sure it's wide enough to go around. So first thing we need to do is we're going to trim away so we have a smooth surface. So get my scissors here. So for me, I am not going to remove anything I don't have to. So I just want it to be smooth so you cannot see when you get the new stuff on there. This stuff's even tearing right off. So you can't see any uneven surfaces. So what you're going to do is lay it on top of your new fabric. Alright, which I have up here is my tablecloth for the day. Top side down. Ooh, it's yucky down there. And what we're going to do is leave about an inch of space around the cushion. This is your seam allowance. So that much around. So we're just going to cut all the way around in the shape of the couch. This is one of those projects where I recommend you just use the floor in your living room because it's a big cushion. It's a big project. Now what we're going to do, we've got to do something around the sides. So we're going to leave a little more extra space on this one because we're going to hide how we stitch it to the couch on the bottom. Couch is ugly on the bottom. We don't really care at all what it's going to look like, but we've got to have enough overlap to come past the sides and down to the bottom. So what I'm doing is, that's more than enough space because I'll be able to take this. If you come in, I'll turn this. You look from the side, I've got that inch of space that we need to sew, and then I've got a whole bunch extra to be able to stitch to the bottom, because you don't want to see any of the yucky, how it attaches to the cushion stuff. So, to figure out how much we need here, I'm going to roll and move with the couch. And then we'll drag it down. And drag it down. Oops. And drag it down. And one more. Oh no, scissors down. One more. And then we're going to do some extra on the end, because you can always make something shorter, but we all know you can't make it longer. Alright. So that's enough to get it up to the point, and we're going to keep that on there as extra. So, we've got enough for that. So I'm going to do several inches extra as a buffer for when I'm sewing it to the back. At this point, we're going to get rid of the couch cushion because we're just making sure it stays straight with itself. I'm going to pause and so you don't have to watch me do this whole thing, and we'll come back in just a second. Alright, so we're back again, and we've got everything cut, and this is the point where if you have any wrinkles, now is the time to iron. And I forgot to say, you don't have to wash your upholstery fabric because you're never going to be throwing it in the washer unless you up my design and add zippers so you can throw it in the machine. So I actually chose not to on purpose because I didn't want to risk any color changes. This fabric's really expensive. So double checking that it's big enough, it's fitting over the thing. And this If you go all the way around with it real fast, you'll see that it's got more than enough space to go all the way around. So, now it's time to have some fun with sewing. And what we're going to do, and once again, we've got lots of extra for that width around because we're going to trim it when we get closer to the end. Because as you round corners, you might have some give and take. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our square piece and we're going to make sure that it matches up with the right side of fabric. So good sides together, matching up with here. And I'm going to hide, for the way my couch cushion is, you're going to have your ugly side. So obviously the bottom is ugly, but I don't want my nice front cushion that everyone's going to see to have my seam on it. I'm going to hide that where they hit all the ugly stuff in the back here. So this is where we're going to do all the work back here. So for me, that would be like right in here is the back of my cushion because it's longer. So that's where I'm going to start pinning. And we're going to go good side to good side. And we're going to just pin all the way around. And if you can sew a straight seam, you can reupholster your couch cushion. So just pinning all the way around. And I'll show you how to do a corner, and then we're going to pause again so you don't have to sit here and watch me pin all the way around. So we're at a corner here, and I'm just going to pinch it a little and turn it. And then keep on going. And we'll be back in a bit, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all pinned. Okay, so you've pinned all the way around, and I went ahead and I slipped it on my cushion just like it's going to be so that we can get rid of this big chunk of excess I told you to have on there. And if you can see, I folded over the corner where I started, so we've got some give in there, and I'm going to meet this up just where that would be, and I'm going to do the same, that's about 1.5 inches of extra. So we're going to clip that, and then try to just get it off without making a big mess. So we're going to cheat and use our fabric here since we've got stripes, and we'll go about the same distance down. So you'll have to measure if you don't have this awesome stripey type pattern. Alright, save that for your scrap pile for pillows. And I'm going to go ahead and pin that in the same position. And that's still leaving you with some excess, just in case you make a boo-boo or it doesn't go right when you turn it or whatever. You could always rip out that seam. Okay, so at this point, you'll notice it fits on the couch cushion, but, you know, you've got like a finger width of extra space on the corners. This is your chance to treat this like a dress model, and you are going to custom size this baby down to where you want it to be. So fidget with your pins. You know, you don't want it to be tight because it is going to have to fit on there, but you want it to fit. So I'm going to just... And it should be mainly the corners that you have issues with. So I'm going to continue all the corners, and when I'm done, it should be, you know, reasonably snug. You shouldn't have a bunch of billows and stuff in your fabric. It should lay flat. So I'll be right back. So I've taken it off the cushion, and you can see I'm at the ugly back side. And I'm going to start on the second flap here, so we can end up there. And you are just going to go all the way around, and you're going to stitch right where you put those pins, because that is your magic spot. So we're going to go all the way around, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so you took some time with your sewing machine, and you sewed all the way around. And if you had any parts at this point where it didn't look right, when you slip it over the front, that's a chance, like if you've got a big gap in here or something, go fix those now. But now what we're going to do is, starting from the pretty side on the front of your couch, not the ugly flap side, we are going to make sure that all of your seam allowance is going to go down. Because if you don't do that, you might see it up in here. So we're going to push that all down towards that part, and we're going to go all the way around the couch, or all the way around the cushion doing that. And then, because we're in the front, where it matters most what you see, we're going to line up and make sure it's good. So, and then we're going to pull, and we're going to start pinning the bottom. So I'm just going to throw a quick pin in here. We'll come around and we'll do some more detailed stuff in a bit. Man, couch cushions are big. Anyway, so you can see we're going to start pulling around. Now, one of the things we're going to have to do is, after we get it pinned in the front, we're going to take some, there's going to be some excess, and we're going to take it and make a nice seam with that. which we'll be hand stitching later. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pins for that right there. And we're going to go all the way around and do the same thing where we're constantly pulling it tight and making sure everything looks even from the top. So when we come back, you should have all this gone, pinned to the bottom. And we don't care what it looks like on the bottom because no one's ever going to see it. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay, so you've got it pulled tight all across the top. Probably took you 15 minutes or more like it did me. And at this point, your bottom's still really ugly. We were just pinning it to get it out of the way, to be the right tautness, if you will, from the thing. So from the front, we'll have folded, it's kind of like wrapping a present. We've folded it to take our excess there. And we've done that, you know, not on the front, but to the side of the front on each spot. And I also did the same thing in the back, where we've got our flap of excess and 2 of those. So just play with it till it looks nice from the top. And now comes the fun part, and that is where we have to get some sort of flatness over here. So it really is just like wrapping a present. So we're just going to fold things and tuck them, and we're going to turn it under so that it can't fray all over the place. See how I just turned that under? And then I'm going to shift my pin over here. And there's just no easy way to do this. You're going to have to, old needle and thread style here. And they sell these really cool things called upholstery needles, and they're curved. See, it's like a U, and that makes it really easy to come out. But just to prove that you don't have to have one of those, I've threaded just a normal needle. And what you're going to do is always hiding your thread, and very tediously, obviously you're going to go around and you're going to make this whole thing flat, and you know, you don't care if you see this, you just don't want it to ravel everywhere. But very tediously, you're going to go through and remind yourself that you're saving several $100s on a new couch cushion, so this is worth your time, and just tediously going through. So now you want to be really careful when you're on the front end doing these ones, because you don't want to see the thread. So be really careful with your thread choice and try to hide the thread as much as possible. So I'll come back probably in half an hour when I've got this sewn, and I'll show you what it looks like completely done. Okay, it was hard work, but you just saved a bunch of money, and your couch is done, unless you mean you've got one more cushion to do. But I'm out of time today. The baby's going to wake up any minute. So I'll give you the sneak peek. You can see how good it looks before, but it's ugly on the bottom, and no one cares because you're never going to see it. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy your new couch, and don't let those kids put their shoes on it, because that ruins it. Bye. Hello. This is Jokina with Modern Homemakers, and today I'm going to show you how to fix your ugly couch. So we're going to take you from, my kids have destroyed it, my nice brothers over here, to, my new couch that only cost me $60. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we need to go shopping for upholstery fabric. You want to get upholstery fabric because it's more durable. So I got mine on sale, and I'm only doing the bottom cushions of my couch because nothing else has problems. So this whole project is going to cost me like $60, and I'll probably have leftovers to do pillows. I can't tell you how much fabric to buy because I don't know how big your couch is. So, you know, all else fails, take your lovely cushion with you to the store and make sure it's wide enough to go around. So first thing we need to do is we're going to trim away so we have a smooth surface. So I got my scissors here. So for me, I am not going to remove anything I don't have to. So I just want it to be smooth so you cannot see when you get the new stuff on there. This stuff's even tearing right off. So you can't see any uneven surfaces. So what you're going to do is lay it on top of your new fabric.